Hello, everyone. I'm Shell Miller, a voice for Noah's Ark Orphanage School, and I'm coming to you live. We are raising funds for the first orphanage house. So far, we have been able to plaster the inside walls, put the rafters and the roof on, the gables, put the window frames in, pour the concrete floor. And so far, I believe that is all that has been accomplished. Right now, we're at a standstill. We need the glass to put in the window frames. We need to do the wiring and level the floor. And we need to put concrete on the outside of the building to make it a secure and sound structure to be able to withstand the weather. It rains a lot in Uganda. And so we have some things we need to finish up. We're looking at maybe $2,000 total to finish all of these things so that we will be able to get more of these children in off the street. Over 300 children have to be turned away from Noah's Ark every day to go and sleep on the street. Hello, Sister Billie Jean. And that breaks our heart. So when these children are turned away and they have to go out into the elements to make it on their own, they have to find a vehicle to crawl under to get out of the rain or to hide from the dangerous people that are out in the night in the wee hours. And that is something that no child should ever have to face. These children are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. It is horrible, and I personally cannot sleep well at night knowing that they are out there on their own. So with this housing, we will be able to get more of them inside, and that is our goal. And once I get this first house finished, I will start raising funds for bunk beds, mattresses, and bedding, pillows, sheets, blankets, because they deserve to come inside a structure that is safe and sound from the weather and the people. And they deserve to just cuddle up in that soft, warm bed and be safe and close their little eyes and just go to sleep at night with the peace of mind knowing they don't have anything to worry about but just sleeping and getting up and going to school the next morning. And this is just the beginning. I realize this one building is not going to hold over 300 children. So once I get the beds and everything in that structure, my goal is to start on another structure that is even bigger, that will hold even more. I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to quit. I'm not going to give up until I accomplish these things for these children and see them just have a better life. That is what God spared my life in such a miraculous way for. That is why he called me to this special place in Jinja, Uganda, to be crowned Mama Zungu to these children. I have over 600 children, and I will not give up. Sometimes I feel like the woman who wearied the judge in the Bible, you know, she just would not stop. She just kept going back and just kept talking until he finally gave in and gave her what she wanted. But I feel that burning passion for these children, you know, because I have been there last year and this year. I'm getting ready to go back in just a few weeks and won't be back to America until next year. And so I have spent one-on-one time with these children. I've met there's over 600. I've met all of them. I've spent time with them and one-on-one time with many, many of them. I know many by name, and I don't know all, you know, over 600 names yet. I'm not sure if I ever will. That will take the Almighty God for sure. But, you know, I can tell you about Assessa is 3 years old, and her family left her there. They could not afford to feed her, and they were literally starving. So when she came there, she was so hungry that she would just inhale, you know, whatever food was placed in front of her. And it makes me think of, you know, like the hunting dogs that people let them be hungry before they take them hunting. and those dogs are just kind of starved out of their mind and they're a little bit crazy. That's what it makes me think of. But this is a little girl that's 3 years old. And it was the hardest for me to leave her there because she spent endless hours in my lap. A lot of the time she was sick with malaria. She had fever. She had congestion in her lungs. And, you know, I sang to her. I held her. I loved her. I prayed for her. And, you know, this is one of the orphans. She gets to stay there, but there's many who don't. There's Ebenezer, is 6 years old, and her parents left her on the city streets of Kampala, which is over 1.5 million people, and she was found scavenging for food out of the garbage like a stray cat or dog. I've also spent endless hours with this little girl. She also spent time in my lap when she had a very bad toothache, and a beautiful little girl who loves to sing and dance and jump rope, and just a little spitfire is what I call her. But I know these children. I've spent time with them, and I've sang to them and with them. We've laughed together, you know, and just it breaks my heart to think that so many of them have to be turned away back onto the street every night. And, you know, a couple of $1,000s may seem like a large amount, but if we could even raise $500 right now and I could send that to Pastor Sam, then he can get further along in this building process and will be that much closer to finishing it up. But I know that somebody has the larger amount in their bank account. I know that there are people who have money to give. There are people who don't really have it to give, who are givers like me, who will send it in faith, which I've also done since last year. You know, and God has always provided and always brought me through. One thing I have learned in my lifetime is you cannot outgive God. There is no way to outgive God. The way that he gives back is so huge and profound. Our human mind cannot even comprehend it. So I know that there is several who have, you know, private messaged me and told me that God has put it on your heart to give. And I know that many of you get so busy and forget, but I urge you and I challenge you, please take the time to sit down and just spend that couple of minutes to send that money, because these children are desperate. And where we get to have a roof over our head and a safe place to sleep at night, they do not. They need us to be the hands and feet of Jesus. And that's why you see me on here all the time, you know, making videos, posting photo collages, going live, because I cannot shut up, because they are depending on me to be their voice. Where they cannot get on here and ask you for help, I can. And they are depending on me as Mama Zungu to find the funds for their food, for their housing, to help them have a better life, you know. And that's the very least that I can do. But I want to encourage you to reach out and help the children today. There's so many ways that you can help. You can like and comment and share this video and help it to go viral. You can pray for the director, Pastor Sam, and all of the children every day. I know many of you also pray for